This Minecraft house doesn't exist. It's actually a terrible AI generated image I found on Pinterest. So since this garbage is literally everywhere, I'm gonna try to build 5 different AI houses for real in Minecraft, starting with the easier houses and getting more and more difficult as the video goes on. So let's get into it. All right, so first up, we got this weird sort of like floating island house. Now that I think about it, definitely not the easiest house in this video, but whatever, you know, it looks pretty cool. So we'll start with it. I mean, it looks cool and like, it's a house on an island. It's kind of hard to make it look bad, but it's obvious AI slop. I mean, I don't think I gotta really explain it. I mean, you got eyes, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna act like you guys are stupid, okay? I'm just gonna start by figuring out like what size the top of the island should be, I guess. I feel like that looks about right. Like you could fit the house on that, I think. As a placeholder, I'm just gonna use world edit to kind of get like a cone shape in, and then we'll kind of go from there. I think maybe I'll start with the house though, and then do the kind of terraforming underneath. I don't know, we'll see. All right, trust me, okay? I can make that look good, all right? It won't just look like an ice cream cone when I'm done, all right? We'll let it kind of be like that for now. I'm gonna get started on the house though. I want to at least work out the scale before I like do any terraforming stuff. All right, so it's kind of like this bottom part, right? And then like it comes out for the top part a little bit. And then, you know, it meets at a point. So something like that. That feels about right for scale, I'd say. Then this kind of like goes back a bit, maybe to like here-ish, you know what I mean? We're not gonna, you know, it's not science, you know what I mean? It's not science. We have a slightly like smaller section over here. Okay. I mean, you're starting to get the vision, right? I feel like. And then out the front, we have like some sort of like balcony porch sort of thing. Probably not porch. I would imagine porch is another word for that. And there's also one over here. But okay, that's kind of like the, you know, general sort of shape and overall plan we're going for here. And I think I like that. I think it looks like, you know, once I get a detail, that'll kind of look like the AI image, I think. So that's tough. All right, but now that I know like the scale isn't complete garbage, I'm gonna actually start with the terraforming stuff here. Been a minute since I'm in a floating island, but it's like riding a bike, you know what I mean? Surely I can't like forget how to do this. Okay, so I just start with the grass here, get some dirt. Kind of try to make the overhang look sort of convincing, I guess. Okay, it's not bad. Let's make some coarse dirt in here, of course. A bit of rooted dirt in there, why not? Okay, the dirt's looking pretty good. Now I'm just trying to get this like shape for like the actual like island cone sort of going here, because obviously it looks bad. They were just gonna like kind of bring it out a little bit, make it a bit more pointed. Okay, so something like that, yeah. Okay, it's really not bad. I think later on we'll get sort of like the kind of vines and like weird other details in there and texturing and all that. But I'm gonna focus on the house for a bit because it's a house video, not a terraforming video. I might scale it up slightly now that I'm looking at it. I'm not really sure how I want to like do this scale for this. I don't know. Nothing really feels super right, but we'll figure it out. Okay, so it like genuinely looks like that, but that's so bad. Like it's so terrible. I'm not sure what the move is here. There's like a really big window, kind of like that, which might actually like, okay, the window sucks, right? But I think the window might kind of save it, really, because like there was way too much wood before. I mean, yeah, honestly, with like the window kind of in there and there's like some kind of like oak trim under it, sort of, like that might kind of save it. A little bit of debug stick there, but that's really not that bad. I think I'm mixing like a little bit more spruce. Like I just think it'll look better, okay? Like, let's be real here. And all right, that's really not that bad. Like, that's kind of what it's supposed to look like, I think. I don't know. All right, I'll be honest, I don't know. But that doesn't look too bad. I'm gonna use this for the scale and kind of plan out the rest of the build here, I think. Okay, so as far as like what we could see, that's kind of all we really got for the shape. I don't know what's going on the left side here with how this roof connects, but I'm just gonna connect it in like the standard sort of like Minecraft way. I'm sure you kind of get that. I can't really imitate AI slop exactly, but we'll see. I can't really see what these walls are here, but I'm just gonna kind of use stone brick for the bottom and then wood for the top. I think it just makes sense, you know what I mean? All right, that is the shape completely done. I'm pretty happy with it. I think it looks decent, kind of with the scale of the island I built. So I'm pretty happy with it. I guess it's kind of time to just fill everything in, and that's kind of where it gets a little weird. I'm gonna, I think, just carry on with this like really log and like kind of spruce heavy top half and then stone brick on the bottom. But like, you can't really see any wall other than the frame. Like it really does seem like it's like almost all glass. I'm gonna show up and I'm just gonna fill everything in. I think it'll look good. All right, that's the plan. That's the plan. Okay, so we got the kind of oak parts textured here. I'm actually liking the way it looks, like, kind of. I mean, not really. Okay, actually, I'm really not. Okay, low-key, I don't. But, like, compared to what we're supposed to build, okay? Like, in the scale of... Oh, I'm gonna shut up. Anyway, next up, we got this kind of weird, like, roof sort of offshoot here. I'm just gonna kind of assume it's something pretty simple. And then we just get something like that supporting it. I think that looks all right. You know, it's not great. It's not bad. I'm happy with it. Let's get the roof in now. That should be simple. I'm just gonna fill these blocks in, and then I don't really know what next. I guess texture the foundation and then get the windows in. We're kind of getting there. It doesn't feel like we're getting there, but I think we are getting there. Okay, like we're getting there, low key. I don't know, we're getting there. All right, next up though, I want to get this kind of like front porch thing in finally. I'm done putting it off. So it kind of comes like from over here, and then it connects to the front somehow. So something like that for the shape. Obviously, like this is not how it's gonna connect here, obviously, but I think that's kind of the shape. Just get some other spruce blocks out, and I'm just gonna like properly connect this. So I'm just gonna, you know, make this like make sense. You know what I mean? All right, now I just got the simple task of making this not look like garbage. How hard could it be, right? All right, I'm liking it, not bad. It's finally time. I'm gonna texture this bottom part of this floating island thing. I'm gonna get these crazy trees that are at the top. Get all the plants, all the vines and the leaves everywhere. And then I think I'm gonna call it, because I think the shape itself is good. We just need all the greenery in, and then it'll look pretty good, I think. Hopefully, ideally. All right, I'm low-key terrible at custom trees. I'm gonna give it a shot. All right, I'll try. This house is dedicated to my patron Val. I appreciate your support. But with that is this house done. I'm honestly really happy with it. I don't know why I did this one first in this video, honestly, because this one took, I mean, it took like forever. I'm happy with it though. I think the trees come out all right. They're kind of a weak point for me always, so I'm happy that they look fine. You know what I mean? They don't look great. They don't look bad. But yeah, I'm really happy with it. Looks tough. Let's move on to the next one. Hopefully it's easier, please. All right, please, bro, please. But real quick, I just want to say thank you everybody for 80,000 subscribers. Absolutely insane milestone. I never in a million years thought I would have that many people like actually want to watch my content. So yeah, I really appreciate it. If you don't know, I got a Discord link down below, discord.gg/rowannn with 2 N's. I'd really appreciate if you joined. A lot of cool people in there. Got some build tips, build channels, all that. Also, I got a Minecraft server, southhall.us. Recently relaunched our survival server, so you know, kind of fresh roll in there. It's like a month old at this point. You know, maybe consider stopping by. I'd appreciate it. But yeah, let's move on to the second house. All right, next up for the second house, we got this kind of like cherry themed one. It's kind of interesting. I don't really know what block palette to use. I guess oak and birch maybe feels kind of right in my head, at least. I don't know, maybe not. Obviously cherry for the roof, you know, like of course. It's kind of interesting. I'm not sure what kind of scale to go for though. Maybe like something like this, maybe like 5 across, just to have room for stuff. I actually don't know. Now that I think about it. It is kind of like on, like there's a step up before the door, right? So we'll give it a foundation at least. So maybe something like this. A door in the middle. Little like lanterns kind of hanging here. There is some kind of like part that comes out over here. So I'm gonna make this a bit longer. All right, so I think something like that. And now let me see how this roof kind of connects. Will this feel all right if I just kind of bring this up? It feels a bit short, but I mean, it kind of looks like that in the AI image anyway, so I'm not too concerned. But yeah, maybe it actually is a bit too short. I'm gonna move all these stairs up a block and we're gonna see what it looks like, I think. All right, so yeah, something kind of like that. I don't know if I'm liking the oak log. Really just kind of clashes with everything, but we'll see. All right, this looks atrocious. Okay, I'm not, you know, I'm not disagreeing. But I think it'll start to look good eventually, you know? And maybe that's what counts, you know? All right, low-key, we need spruce details, like, actually everywhere for this to have, like, any chance of looking good. Because, like, in the actual image, there's, like, a lot of, like, this sort of wood texture, right? And, like, not a lot of wall. But it looks basically the opposite. I don't know how to really do that. I don't know. I'll figure it out. And there's, like, these, like, plant pots here, but they're kind of, like... They're almost above the door, but they're, like, not. I think it would just look really bad if I did it any other way but here. But I'll put taller plants to kind of, like, compromise, I think. Low-key... That looks better, so I'm gonna keep like that. I don't know. This is kind of just a bit more of a freestyle sort of house because it's like really small, so there's not a whole lot of details like I can really see even in the image. So I'm kind of just guessing. You know what I mean? I mean that's low key almost it for the house. There's like this chimney, which stone brick, I guess. I don't know. Okay, like low key, like basically done. I'm gonna get some vines around, and then I'm gonna get this kind of path going up, that campfire, maybe that pond, why not? And then I think I'm gonna call it. This house is dedicated to my patron CelestialMoon. I appreciate your support. But with that, I'm pretty happy with this house. Quick zoom in, you know, quick shader look, all that. I'm actually really happy with it. I don't know, I think it looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. I like the kind of environment we got going. But yeah, let's move on to the third house. All right, next up, we got this kind of chill looking cabin thing. I honestly just kind of chose it because I like the roof color. I feel like it's kind of like a dark Prismarine sort of color. So I wanted to kind of try to use that because I don't usually use that sort of color in my builds. But anyway, I'm gonna start with the foundation. Probably 7 across. Actually, it feels a bit big. Probably 5 across. Enough room for something here, and like kind of this front part. Yeah, probably something like that. That kind of works for the scale, I think. And the stairs are kind of like in here. Okay. Low-key might have gone a bit too small on the scale here, but I think we'll stick with it. I don't know. I think it's fine. Let's see. If I like the way these roofs connect, then I'll keep the shape. If I don't, I'll kind of scale it up a bit. And I'll keep it. Why not? All right, it'll kind of be a bit small. I think, I don't know. I feel like I usually scale my builds up like a lot, so I think it'll be kind of a fun challenge to build like a bit smaller of a scale than I usually would. So we'll keep it. All right, it's not bad. I feel like maybe it's more like this. I'm trying to basically fit like that window kind of area in here. That might work. That honestly works. I think that works. Maybe. Yeah, I'd say that works. We can definitely fit a window in there. All right, let's fill the walls in with birch and kind of just see what we're looking at here. Because I don't know. I might have scaled this down a bit too much. All right, that's what we're working with. That's a scale I'm committed to it, all right? So if it doesn't look good, then my bad, all right? My bad. All right, let's fill this roof in, just kind of see what it looks like. Of course, I'm going for dark Prismarine, like I said. I kind of just preemptively committed to this, so we'll see if it looks good or not. I don't know. I do like dark Prismarine, though. It's kind of a classic block. All right. Still looks a little, you know, like it might be too small. I don't know. Whatever. All right, I'm committed. Anyway, the reason I'm using like full blocks here instead of like stairs, I feel like one, like it looks too flat when you do that. Like usually, I don't know, the way it like completely like is flush with the trim always bothers me. But also like there's like these weird like roof spikes on it that I want to try to get in, and I don't think I'd really be able to. Something like that. There's still some kind of detail here as well. Okay, hold up. Okay, low-key, I like that, all right? I'm gonna just stick with that. I like it. I like the way the house looks. Well, I like how it's looking so far. Obviously, it's not done. I'm gonna real quick texture the foundation. I think that'll kind of do a lot here because it looks pretty bad right now. All right, I'm liking it. It's kind of, you know, just a pretty chill house. Let's get some spruce details around again, like the last house and like every house ever, because spruce is literally just the greatest block set ever. Low-key. Some lanterns around. All right, there's a bunch of flower pots like everywhere, so I'm just gonna get that in. Some of them, of course, I'll do like the smaller pots. Some will do like bigger pots with like shelves and trapdoors and all that. I think that'll kind of be almost it. I don't know. I think this will kind of just be about it, you know what I mean? This house is dedicated to my patron Guybuddy. I appreciate it. But yeah, I think that's this house about done. I kind of scale it down a bit more than like I usually do, but I think I like it. I don't know, it's kind of more chill. Nothing like super crazy. Got the pond in. I like the way it looks with shaders. Kind of a nice, chill sort of house. I like it. But let's move on to the fourth house. I'm excited for it. All right, next up for the fourth house, we have this thing. Honestly, maybe the weirdest like kind of house I'll ever build. Honestly, it's like this weird sort of mushroom thing. I'm just gonna like freestyle this shape for this. I don't know. Like clearly, I mean, if you look at the left wall, it looks straight, but then the roof above it looks kind of curved. So I think I'll just kind of do whatever feels kind of right to me. You know what I mean? Kind of like an organic sort of shape, you know what I mean? It's a light bulb. I think the bottom part will be easy, but the top is gonna be, I don't even know how I'm gonna build that, low-key. We'll figure it out. All right, so on the front here, there is like dark oak. That's kind of it though, like the rest of it is mushroom, but the front has dark oak. So something like that, nothing too crazy. And then yeah, we got mushroom block out. Actually, we'll use red wool for now, just because like when you place mushroom, I mean, I'm sure you know, but for those who don't know, when you place mushroom and then you place another mushroom block next to it and break it, it kind of like ruins the first mushroom. So we'll just use red wool for now and we'll kind of plan it out with that. And then we'll kind of go back and we'll just world edge to replace it, obviously. It'll be good. All right, so this is low-key what we're working with, I think. I like it. I gotta figure out where this like middle sort of like thing is. I mean, we could just do right here. Yeah, like here. Like it's off center. It's kind of a weird spot. Maybe a bit more right. Maybe one more right. Yeah, I like that. That's not bad. This might be too big. Like, there's some grass like at this kind of height. Like, I don't know. Might be too tall. But again, I needed like room here for like a door, like an overhang, and then a window. So I don't know. It'll probably be fine. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe not. Just kind of eyeballing everything here. Because again, this is like sort of like an organic sort of shape. So it's basically impossible to actually count blocks or anything. I feel like. I mean, again, being like 100% accurate is not really the goal anyway. So it's whatever. I would say beautiful, but I don't think that adequately describes what we got going on here. I think ugly is a more accurate description, I think. But that's fine. All right, let's see if we can make some kind of like mushroom sort of shape up here. I don't know. This looks genuinely terrible. But like, kind of in a funny way, so I'm not gonna change it. Wow, that's atrocious. Okay, that's cool. But that's like most of the build already done, which I feel like I actually say for every single house. Maybe I should stop saying that. But it is most of the build almost done. So we have some kind of door here, some kind of something. Wow, feeling articulate today. Bit sleep deprived, my bad. Some chill. We got a window here. Beautiful. Let's get these leaves in. Just one thing at a time here. One thing at a time. Perfect. Just incredible. All right, some windows over here. It does kind of seem like there is some sort of foundation, which makes literally no sense at all. Like genuinely no sense at all. It's a mushroom, but there's seemingly some... Wow, I went 0 for 2 on that. There's some sort of foundation around here, so we'll get something going. It seems like it's just kind of at parts, so we'll kind of try to do our best here. It's not bad. A big window here. Like, we're really almost there. One thing at a time. Let's get these lanterns in. And like these kind of like weird, like spruce looking sort of details, I guess. You know what? It doesn't look that bad as mushrooms. It really doesn't look that bad. I'm gonna get like all these like flowers and stuff in because I'm gonna have to like probably world edit set those. So that might take a second. But I'm gonna get all the flowers and everything and then I'm gonna call it, I think. Alright, but yeah, with the flowers and everything, I think this house is about done. This house is of course dedicated to my patron Caleb. I appreciate your support. Quick shader look. Low-key, not bad. I don't know, I thought this was gonna be a lot worse, but it actually came out looking better than I expected. Pretty weird house, I'm not gonna lie. Mushroom house, sure, I guess. But yeah, with that, let's move on to the 5th and final house for this video. I'm pretty excited. Let's see what we got. All right, and finally, for the 5th house in this video, we have this thing, whatever this really is. Kind of like cool like concept, but again, as usual, AI slop is AI slop. It's slop. There's kind of like this middle part, which doesn't look like it connects to much. There's like this tower on the back that kind of connects to it, but it just doesn't really line up. And on the left, we have this sort of taller tower sort of thing. And then this front has like this terrible overhang with like fire coming out the top of it. I don't know. Okay, I don't know. I am going to try to build most of it. I don't think I'm going to build the foundation it's sitting on just because like, I don't know. It doesn't really line up with anything. So it's kind of weird, but I'm going to try to get the house that's on top of it. Start with playing out with red wool though, kind of the classic. So yeah, we have this left sort of tower thing, which could be 7 across maybe. Yeah, it feels right. Kind of goes in, and then we have some unknown distance, maybe something like that for this right part. Then over on the left we have a smaller part. We'll just do 5 across, I think, for it. It's gonna mean a point here, so this has to like be, I guess, 9 across, and this we'll do 7. Why not? So it's kind of the shape we got. Well, let's take a step back here. What are we looking at? That's tough. That's tough. Of course, it's like this tower on the right, which something like this, I guess. And there's also like another thing here, which doesn't look like it lines up with anything, but that's basically the shape we got. It's kind of complicated, but like once you just kind of break down a build into just like smaller, like sort of just rectangles, it kind of builds itself almost, honestly. All right, let me try to figure out what scale will work best for the height for this. All right, so a simple plan for this kind of left tower, which basically what I did is just like see where I have to fit in windows. So at the bottom we have these 3 windows. I left space for like a stair here, just because I think it'll kind of ease the shape in better. We have this larger window, which will have some sort of, you know, shape to it like that. And I have a window that's slightly smaller at the top, but it's like within kind of like the margin of error, I'd say, to just keep the same size. So we got this left tower. That's the kind of scale we need to fit the windows in. So we'll use that to base everything else off of. So this like wall right here goes up to like the top of that window. So we'll go over here. So that's sort of the outline for that chunk of the house. And this part, of course, has like the same shape as the front part. So that's kind of tough. And then over here, this one looks like it's about either the same height or like a block lower than that one. So we'll do a block lower, just kind of add a bit of, you know, difference to the shape here. All right, that's basically the shape done for like the entire structure. I'm happy with it. I think what I'm gonna do now is just fill everything with white wool, like every single surface. I'm probably just gonna do a world edit, just real quick, fill everything in, and we'll kind of get a better view of what we're trying to do here. Maybe get some windows in as well. All right, so that's basically the house like shape done. There's like a weird roof thing here, but I'll just wait to get that in until after I get the roof going. I think next up I just get the roof in. I think the best option is really just bricks. There's like a weird trim that looks like AI slop wood maybe, but I think the best color here is just keep it simple, go with brick, see how it looks. I think it'll look all right though. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna get the outline of every single roof with brick real quick, and then we'll kind of reconvene, you know? All right, so that's kind of the outline for the roofs. I'm pretty happy with it. I think the shape looks pretty good. It's not bad. There's like this weird front thing. I'm gonna wait to get that in though until I get the roofs done, I think. I guess this is kind of a good time to get whatever's going on here going. Just kind of like that. I mean, there's some kind of like wood accents in there. I'll get in at some point. But that's kind of it. I'm gonna fill the roof in everywhere, see how it looks, and yeah, I think we'll like, I don't know, it's starting to come together. I think once we like texture it, that would look good. Like, I feel like that's kind of the only step that will really matter, honestly. All right, I think I'm happy with the shape. I don't know, I think it looks pretty good. Not the biggest fan of this like tower thing on the right. I don't know, maybe it'll look better once I detail it. I don't know, I'm not sure. I don't really like it, but whatever. I'm gonna go around and just get windows in. Anywhere I could see like a window or a door. So there's one here, I could see pretty clearly. Got one here, got one here. I mean, kind of just simple stuff, I don't know. And this is like completely overgrown. I can't really see anything there. All right, let's get this thing in. I don't really know what it is. Like, I don't know, kind of looks like oak or spruce or both. Every part of the roof here basically has this like really ugly like frame on it, which looks like wood, but like it looks just like a complete mess. So I'm kind of ignoring it, honestly. Something like that. I think I'm gonna move these in a block actually, just make them look better. I think it looks all right for this sort of like overhang thing. I don't know, I think it looks fine. All right, I don't think I can put it off anymore. I'm gonna go around, I'm gonna texture this whole building. For you, it'll be a few seconds, but for me, this is gonna be a lifetime, you know? It's gonna be a lifetime. All right, and that only took a second for sure, definitely. I'm pretty happy with it though, the way it looks. I don't know, I like it. What I really have left to do, right? I gotta add all this like foliage everywhere. I mean, the whole right side is covered in leaves, right? So I do that, gotta get the door in, gotta get the windows in. There's like these weird like points on the roof here that I'll get in. And then, I mean, it's probably about it, I think. I don't know. We're basically done, all right? We just gotta keep saying it and it'll be true. Let's get the leaves in though. Let's start with the leaves. All right, that's kind of the foliage sort of stuff done. I'm happy with it. I think it kind of like matches the AI image pretty well. I think it looks pretty good. All that, you know what I mean? Let's get the windows and doors in now though. And the only weird part is gonna be this door, I think, because there's like a trim on it. I'm not sure exactly how I wanna do that. I don't know. I'll figure it out, Looks pretty good to me. Maybe something like that. Yeah, I like that. All right, not bad. Figure out these windows though, because they're like kind of, I mean, it might just be fences. Maybe, I don't know. They're definitely not glass. That's all I know. Looks pretty spot on to me. I don't know. I like it. I'm a fan. All right, real quick. What are these like weird spike things? You know what I mean? Like they're super odd. I don't really know how I want to go about it. Like they're almost like, yeah, kinda. You know what I mean? Like, they look pretty ugly though. Low key, like we might be done. I don't know. Like I kind of just locked in for a minute. I didn't really talk. You know, just completely ignore the back, okay? Ignore the back. Usually I do the back on these, okay, but it's like, it's low-key, like, I've been up for like 18 hours, I'm trying to go to sleep. I've been recording for like 3 hours, almost 4 hours. This house is dedicated to my patron, Olivia. I appreciate your support. If you want a house dedicated to you, which is $3 on the Patreon. But yeah, I'm low-key, like, really happy with it. Hold up. Like, low-key, like, I don't know, I'm not trying to, you know, I don't know, not to hype myself up too much, but like, that's kind of tough. I don't know. I don't know. Let me know down below if you like this house. Let me know down below if you like the other 4 houses in this video. I'm pretty happy with like, I think low-key 4 of them. I don't really like the dark Prismarine one that much, but whatever. Besides the point, I'm recording for 4 hours. I'm trying to wrap this recording up and go to sleep so I can edit. This could be great. Let me know down below if you enjoyed this video. I really appreciate it. I got discord.gg/rowannn.yt. You know, maybe join, you know, maybe not. I don't know. Whatever you want to do. Got a Patreon down below, of course. If you want a house dedicated to you, just $3, all that. I'll see you guys in the next one. And yeah, bye. And of course, thank you to my supporters, Aelic, ThaMango, Tommi, Natural High, Lezlo, Crumbcakes, Val, Guybuddy, Veloxra, Veloxra, NotZyloz, and of course, Mogswamp. See ya.